Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK Journey video. In this video we're going to be talking about the Supreme Arena defenses that you should try to run this week based on the defenses which I've thought about and I'm planning to use this week as well. If you guys don't have some of these heroes, I'll try to talk about replacements. In my AFK Journey Discord server, like, people have been asking for different Supreme Arena defenses and I've tried, when I have the time, I try to help them with it. Obviously I can't help everyone, but it got me thinking of maybe some different options if you don't have the heroes, which I'm going to be laying out onto the teams here. But the good thing is, for the most part, the heroes I'm running, a lot of people will have, because I'm not really depending too much on Celestial Hypogean heroes. Like, my only one that I'm running is Scarlita. But actually that changes this week, but it will be another hero that you probably have built on your account as well. Okay, now I've decided to move my Stroll team onto the first map because the third map here, I was thinking about it and I'm like, actually having my Stroll team on this map and totally giving up on this buff tile is probably not the best option. And you know what? Lily May can make a really good use of the range heart buff tile, increasing her attack speed and also granting her life drain. It can make her like more powerful overall, get off more damage and sustain herself up. And also Lily May is fine to be put on this buff tile because right at the beginning of the match she goes into Rainstorm Ballet, so it's not like she's going to be in a compromised position. Usually you do have your Lily May up to the side in different formations you run. So I thought this would be a pretty good idea to use Lily May, my Iron team, into this map, and then in the first map have my Stall team. Now for the Stall team, honestly I've been watching replays and thinking about it more. Haywin doesn't do the best being on this buff tile because it gives like attack speed, it gives you the shield, but it does give you the unaffected state, which allows you to charge up to her ultimate pretty much as quickly as possible. So I do value still having that, but there is a drawback of having heroes on the Wilder buff tile. It's once their shield is depleted, their effective HP is actually 50% of what it normally is because they give up 50% of their health at the beginning of the battle to convert it into some shielding. And so when the shield is broken, she's actually really, like, kind of easier to kill. But still, with the Soul Plant of Thorin, hopefully it'll be enough. And we have Damien healing. Basically, a lot of healing in this team. A lot of heroes which stick to the battlefield like Thorin, Haven, Soul Pacted, Damien. So that when Scarlita comes down, she can deal true damage with her attacks. And the other thing about Scarlita is that if there are more surviving allies, her damage multipliers are higher on all of her most of her abilities. So we're also going to want Florbell to live. And thankfully, in this position, Florbell is probably going to live. Like, I think the only way I can worry, like, I'm worried about the opponent killing Florbell is with the Vala Sylvina type. Sylvina I don't think would be enough, so it would be Vala basically to kill Florbell. And even then, like, we're gonna have a pretty high shield, we'll have some healing, and I feel like maybe she could be fine. And if they don't go after the Florbell, then she's gonna get off a lot of value. Because from what I've seen, even the summons, the minions of Florbell, seem to get the bonus of the buff tile because they have shields when they enter the battlefield, which normally is not the case. There's no ability from Florbell which is granting shields to her minions. I'm pretty sure about that. And so I think she's even better on the buff tile. Not completely sure about that, but it seems that way. Scarlita is going to be getting the charm bonus for damage reduction and energy on hit, which is both really important stats for Scarlita. You want her to cast her ultimate as quickly as possible, and then Thorin also damage reduction from Haven and to Soul Pactor. So I really like this formation. If you don't have maybe Florbell, I definitely could see you'll have to probably run another Wilder hero to get the Wilder faction. You could use Prissa. My guildmate Wooster uses Prissa in the same team and it does pretty well for him. If you also don't have Prissa, I don't know what other hero would be working here for the Wilder. Then you could use Lily May here and use like Granny on the Iron team. That would be fine. You would still get the Wilder faction there. You'd have a tank for that team and use Lily May here along with Haywin and Damien. That's a really strong team. Arguably maybe even stronger than this team, but I like to keep Lily May for the other team to power that up. And Tidecall spell is really big. I've watched replays of this team. Tidecall spell usually activates at the perfect time. Basically, right when Scarlita is descending, Tidecall spell is going to activate and is going to debuff the enemies, causing them to do reduced damage, so Scarlita has a better chance of surviving, and also Scarlita's combo has a better chance of killing them. So I really like Tidecall spell with this team. Definitely you could go for something like Binding spell, another great option for like the control onto the enemy. Is also really good stats with the crit and also tankiness, but I would think that Tidecall spell seems like just really perfect for this team. Okay, moving on to team number 2. So team number 2 is something different. that I'm going to be trying for this week, and I tried it a bit at the end of the last week. So first of all, the Infinite Front Dual Rampage has the same effect, which is grant all enemies and allies 30 crit and applies unaffected on them when a battle begins. So all heroes here are going to have unaffected. There are two ways you can build this team. One option, and I don't know which is better. You have Shakira Brutus in the back and have the Sylvina on the other Mauler tile. And this can be very deadly. Like, honestly, looking at this team, I would think that this would be the best option. But I think the major problem with this team is that they just have to put one tank, like a Brutus here, to take the Vala mark and to take the Sylvina mark. And then they have a huge advantage because both of your damage dealers are being channeled into a hero which cannot be killed, at least for like the beginning of the battle. And it's kind of a waste. So that is why I was thinking maybe I try to go for a position like this. And the advantage of doing this, first of all, basically the idea behind this comp, Rainier is not position swapping anyone. The whole enemy team is unaffected, we're unaffected, Rainier is not going to get position swap, but he's going to provide the buffs to Shakira, which are going to increase, like if we look at the dynamic balance of Rainier. If you have plus 10 exclusive equipment upgrade of Rainier like I have, the position switch allies damage will be reduced by 25% until the battle ends. So Shakir is going to be even tankier, which is really deadly. Honestly, already Shakir is difficult to kill. Also with his elite or now epic magic charms, he's going to give an attack boost to the Shakir. So Shakir is going to be like a completely buffed up wolf. And that is going to be difficult for the opponent to deal with. Also, because people always want to place a hero on their buff tiles, right? They're going to have to decide, do I put a hero on the buff tile? And then Rainier is going to cause that hero to take bonus damage. Because that is the Rainier Mythic Plus ability. The position swap enemy, even if you're not swapping them, will be taking additional damage, up to 25% additional damage. And then Vala could even be marking that target. So I'm liking this team. I'm hoping for good things with this team. Coco is going to give her damage reduction and energy on hit to Vala. Vala is still in a pretty safe position. Like, obviously, I don't know about this position entirely. Like, Vala is a little bit up front, and she's a little bit susceptible to being attacked by the enemies, but hopefully Bruce and Shakir can get in there fast and protect the Vala. And also, I think I don't want to give up on the charm effect. I could go for something like this for a more safe positioning, but I thought let's try this one first with the charm bonus and go for this. So if you don't have, so Rainier at Mythic Plus 10 exclusive equipment is the reason this is working, but you can definitely go for a team like this, with Sylvina in here. I think this would be a very strong option as well. Or you could even go for Shakira on the buff tile and Sylvina like here, for example. There are a lot of different choices. And if you want to go for a full Mauler team, let's say your Vala is not invested, then you can definitely also go for a team like this. Even with this positioning would be kind of fine. Or if you only have one buff tile, you could go for something like this. Basically, you have a lot of options for your Mauler teams, and I think a full 5-man Mauler team is still pretty strong. The only thing you have to worry about is the opponent like running a Sylvina to jump onto your Odie or a Smokey, and that is kind of a hard counter to this Mauler team, because if they can kill your Smokey or Odie, your team is a lot weaker than it should be. And that's the thing that I'm worrying about with like the full Mauler version of a team. Okay, now moving on to the final team, we have the Iron Control Nuke team. After testing, I told you guys that I was running Granny in this team, like I was using Granny as a tank. And definitely you can do a team like this. You could do this team, for example, if you want to free up Lily May for your first team, the Stall team. However, if you have Lily May available, I think there's more firepower having Lily May in this team. Because this team is like a nuke team. You have Arden with the resonating spell, Iron controlling at the beginning of the match, and he's in the hidden tile. So the opponent doesn't know we have Iron. They're suspecting it, but he never knows, right? Could even put Iron here, but I like him here to protect if there's a hero coming around this side. Carolina for damage, Rowan for first casting your ultimates, and Lily May for damage. So overall, this is a burst team trying to burst through the opponent, and this is like the best counter to a stall team. If someone brings a Scarlita stall team, it has potential to lose to this team because of how much damage you have just to burst through like the Haywin and all the heroes right at the beginning of the match. So Lily May does better with that. If we ran Granny, it becomes kind of like an awkward like half stall or like half tanky, half damage team, and it isn't quite enough to break through stall teams, and then stall teams are just gonna destroy you. So I was thinking this team. Other heroes you can run, definitely in the hidden tiles you can make use of Vala Sylvina, especially on the buff tiles. This is gonna be a great another option for you. If, for example, you want to run the Iron team on a different map and you want to run Sylvina Vala here, if you run Sylvina Vala, either you can go for the Greyborn faction challenge, or you can go for the Mauler faction talents with both of these Sylvina Vala. Both are good options, but you kind of want to have some tankiness in your team, have some heroes which are going to be difficult to kill, so that Sylvina and Vala are able to get off their damage without being as targeted. So those are basically my recommendations. We will leave without saving and show them to you again, the teams that I'm planning to run. So team number 1, Stall team with the Tidecall spell. Team number 2, Mauler team with Rainier, not really position swapping, just here for the buffs. And Rainier is not bad. Like, I think the problem with Rainier is that he's going to be easy to kill. If the opponent has any long range hero, it's going to lock on to the Rainier here, and then Rainier will not get subsequent value over the course of the fight. But just applying the buffs and debuff to this tile ally or enemy is going to be enough for him to see, like, have his use fulfilled. And then here you have another nuke team taking advantage of the buff tile with Lily May. In this team, I definitely could see you going for a position like this. I don't think this is bad. And maybe I'll even try experimenting with that if this one doesn't do well. And I like Verdant Spell. Again, you could... Yeah, Verdant Spell is the best for this one because I like it more than the Great Sword Spell. Verdant Spell has more tankiness, and it has like appropriate class-based buffs, like for the warriors life drain, for the supports haste, and for the rogues penetration to increase the damage, and really good stats on it as well. So anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Good luck with your Supreme Arena defenses for this week. If you want to join my AFK Journey Discord server, there will be a link to the Discord in the description of this video and the description of all my videos, and there are a lot of chat rooms we have there for the different game modes that hopefully you can learn from and interact with the other members of the Discord, which we have like over 500 members right now. And also, you can at me and ask me questions, and I'll try to respond to you as quickly as I can. But like, if it's all Supreme Arena defense, a lot of people ask for Supreme Arena defense, like, help. So I'm not able to help everyone. Like, I try to make a general guide, like, for example, this video, that other people can apply to their account. Because, like, if 10, 20 people are asking me, I can't make a custom defense for everyone. But thanks for watching, guys. That's going to be it for this video. I hope hopefully we'll see you in the next video. And until then, everyone, peace out for now, and thank you for watching.